Okay guys, I'm going to try to get through this pretty fast tonight because I am obviously not in my room again. So, it's like a tour of my building every time I have a new video. Anyway, this is a different lounge from the last time. So I'm going to try to be quiet because it's almost quiet hours. I don't get in trouble. Plus it's a really loud floor. I'm sorry. Okay, last night was California. I know you all were watching through all the rain delays and the ridiculously long green stretches, but turned out to be a pretty good race there at the end. So surprise, surprise, Kenseth wins last night. How crazy is that? I'm excited for him. I'm excited that he won again. I like to see him in victory lane because I really think like he takes each one of those victories and appreciates them. You know, like some drivers get so many victories that just doesn't mean as much anymore, which is, you know, it should never be that way. It's a tough league, it's a tough thing to win in, and so it's good to see them really like take these wins to heart. So I loved seeing him win. Gordon gave him a pretty good run for his money, and I really thought he had something for him there at the end, but you know, just kind of trailed off there for a day, just kind of trailed off, and he finally got it. So good for him. Like I said, he was only the 5th driver in history to do that, Jeff Gordon being the last one. So it's a pretty big deal for him. I hope that continues. It seems like him and his new crew chief are really clicking, and I like his new crew chief. I saw the little interview they had with him in the pre-race, and he was cracking me up. I thought he was great, so I hope they continue to do a good job and things go well for him. I also want to talk about Kyle Busch. Now, I don't normally talk about the other 2 series. I watch them on and off every once in a while whenever I can catch one. Really good racing. If you want to get into something, get into the truck series. Those guys are all out. I love it. But speaking of, Kyle Busch ran all 3 races this weekend. They were all 3 at California, and he won 2 of the 3. He won the truck series and the Busch series on Saturday. And what's really crazy about this is that there are 2 races that are back-to-back. Like, he got done with one, was in victory lane with one, and literally ran to the next one. He ended up leading 238 out of 250 laps. That is ridiculous. Like, I can't even tell you how awesome that is. Okay, so Kyle did really well in those 2 things. I was really excited for him. And then he even turned around and did a pretty decent job in the race on Sunday too. Got 3rd place, which I'll take definitely. I was hoping for a win. I mean, if you're gonna make history, you want to make it big, right? But that's all right. We'll take what we got, and hopefully he can continue to do well this season. I know a lot of people don't like his sassy attitude and the things that he says, but that's kind of some of my favorite parts about him. I want my driver to be a little sassy. I want him to be like, listen, I was not happy here, and I didn't like this, because most of the time I agree with him. I'm like, I wasn't either. If I was in the car, I'd be ticked off too, you know, so I kind of like a little sass. I think that's why I like the drivers I like. Like, I have Casey on this side, and he's very, like, relaxed and, you know, doesn't really stir up too much controversy, minus the David Sturmey incident. And then I have Kyle over here that, like, every race something's up. Like, he's got something to say. So it balances me out really nice. It's like my, you know, angel and my demon, and I love it. I was disappointed in Junior and Mark Martin's engine problems. It annoys me that, I'm probably going to step on some toes, and I don't want to, but here's the thing that really bothers me. You have the 4 teams at Hendrick, and it's obvious to me who the Golden Boys are, because Jimmy and Jeff hardly ever have issues. Now, Jeff does every once in a while, and that's because he's now #1 over there, but it kills me that Mark and Junior have a bad day and the other 2 have top 10 cars. And I mean, it was an engine thing. It wasn't just like oh, well, you know, they got wrecked out by somebody. It was an engine thing, like something that, you know, they should all have in common. So that kind of bothers me. It makes me feel like maybe some people are favored over in that camp, and I'm sure that's happened. I'm sure that's that way in every team. You know, you have one guy that gets the best equipment and that kind of stuff, but I don't know, it just sucks. I hate it. I hate that those 2 had those issues, and because I really want the best for them and I want them to do well. I honestly, truly, deep down inside, do not have anything against Jimmy and Jeff, except for that I feel like there's a lot of favoritism for them. That's it. That's all I got. So I guess that's not really anything to be, you know, complaining about. They're good drivers. They're amazing drivers. Obviously, they wouldn't be champions if they weren't. Just kind of sucks for the other two. So the other thing, oh, I hated it for Greg Biffle. You know, obviously it was his fault that he ran over the hose and then had to back up and loses 9 spots and ultimately loses the race. Like, there's nobody that you can say that he didn't have the car to beat there at the end. I mean, he was doing amazing. If he would have just, those pit things, the little pit problems are what kill you every time. And that's why the guys in the pit do not get enough credit, because there's many times that they win races for these guys. And that just sucks for Greg. I know that he was very upset afterwards, and because it's one thing to be like, well, you know, my crew had a problem, but to be able to be like, listen, I was the one that screwed that up, I lost the race for myself, like, that would suck. So I hate that for him, and I'm sorry that it didn't work out. It kind of made that his 4th place finish, which is awesome, but it kind of put a little tarnish on it because he definitely could have been in victory lane. So I hate that for him. Okay guys, that's it for the Sweet and Sour this week. Next week is Vegas, definitely check in for that. Also, we have 2 videos this week, so I'm going to post a link somewhere in here region. Click on that and look at those. It's just some stories and things from the race, also like an extra little bit about it, so definitely go take a look at that when you have some time. I would really appreciate it. It's also going to have hopefully some questions for you guys that I want you guys to answer, just so I kind of get to know a little bit about you. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.